Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another fragrance rotation video for the week ending the 2nd of February 2025. Scandalous. That is right, my friends. Once again, I have returned to you. This time we are doing another fragrance rotation video. On the docket this week, we have been wearing fragrances we haven't worn very much this winter. As you will see, there's some pretty sparsely used perfumes here. There's one of them that I might even want to sell, and it is my scent of the day. So, we'll see. I don't know, I haven't made my mind up. But it's funny how things change. Anyhow, let's start on Monday, shall we? And on Monday, I wore a perfume I can't talk much about, and this is Belle Ame by Les Abstraits. This is one of Eugene's perfumes, the second of his perfumes. It was released in 2022, made by Antoine Lee. Iris, orris root, ginger, cacao, incense, cardamom, sandalwood, musk, tonka bean, vanilla. What do I get most? Iris. Cardamom. I'm getting more of the cardamom these days. And vanilla. Bit of chocolate too, but not as much as I used to. Used to get a lot of chocolate from this. It's funny how it works, isn't it? Okay. Next up, on Tuesday I did wear a perfume I can talk a lot about. And this is from Profumum Roma, and this is called Arso. Now, I've found myself wearing this and thinking, I think this has a very specific kind of time frame when you can wear this, right? I think this is much more late October, November, December, maybe early January. But I wore this and I felt like it was a little bit out of place. It's the huge smoky incense kind of vibe from it. You've got a lot of pine, obviously, going on in here. It's very dense, like pine syrup, pine, what do you call it? Amber, pine, resin. Amber, pine resin. Not leaves, not pine leaves, not that kind of dry, dusty green thing that you get from pine leaves. So it's really a very nice perfume. It's very linear though, like all the other Profumum Romas. What you get after 5 minutes is what you get after 5 hours, It's very static. But it's good. It's not to say it's bad. It's not one of those evolving, moving perfumes that changes throughout the wear. So you have to understand that. And there's a place for that. And I like using them, to be honest. I really do. And this is one. Got that kind of Swedish cabin on fire in the woods kind of vibe in the depths of autumn. Depths of winter, depths of autumn, when it's like dark fucking 19 hours a day, 20 hours a day. Anyway, another cold weather fragrance I wore on Wednesday. Oh, this is quite dry actually. Now that I sit and think about this perfume a lot, This is Follow by Kerosene. Made by a former YouTuber, John Pegg. He used to have a YouTube channel and then turned his YouTube channel into a perfume brand and deleted his channel. The original to do it. This is coffee, benzoin, vanilla, maybe some tonka too. This is brilliant though. It's the best coffee fragrance. It's absolutely sensational. It's just unapologetically roasted coffee bean. It's got an almost kind of Tuscan leather vibe to it. It's that roasted. You know, it's got that, what do they say, that Tuscan leather smells like cocaine? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if follow smells like cocaine, but it's got that heavily burnt, roasted kind of feel you get from coffee. You know, it's absolutely lovely. It's a brilliant fragrance, like. It's absolutely brilliant. And it doesn't get as much love as it should. You hear a lot of talk about coffee fragrances at the minute because Dolce & Gabbana have released one called Devotion Pour Homme, which apparently has a big coffee note, but I would be very surprised if it reached the level that this is. This is brilliant. Strangely enough, the sequel followed is awful. I cannot stand it. It's rotten. It's really bad. They added something, some warm, spicy thing, and it was foul. Continuing on the smoky kind of vibe that I've been enjoying these last 3 perfumes. This is what I wore on Thursday, Tom Ford's Noir Anthracite. This is like a galbanum plant that's been hit by lightning and scorched and blackened, you know? It's got this kind of charred coal kind of vibe, and that's what's called anthracite, you know? Very specific kind of coal. Big galbanum. It's all based around galbanum. Bit of pepper, jasmine, woods, dark wood, you know, ebony. Very smoky. It's great. This is what Tom Ford used to be about. Dark fragrances, you know. Interesting fragrances. Not like the shit that he puts out now, which is kind of juvenile and girly. Not feminine, girly, you know. Oh, fucking cherry cough sweets and all that kind of shit. Okay, Friday. I actually went to the dentist on Friday, and I wore Volutes, continuing the smoky theme. Volutes, but this isn't like your normal tobacco, and it certainly isn't very smoky. To me, this is a big iris honey kind of thing, and it's anchored by a tobacco, like a slightly brown, unsmoked tobacco. You know, it's not like a cigarette or anything like that, like a leaf, but it's sweet, but not too much, not like sucrose, not sugar, you know, not sickeningly sweet, not overly rich. It reminds me a bit of Shergé, although they are different scents. I always used to get a kind of blackberry kind of vibe in this, you know, but it's not there. I can't explain it. It's weird, like a dark fruit, plum, blackberry, but lighter than that. But it seems to be like cinnamon, honey, iris, giving it that kind of vibe. It's an absolutely wonderful fragrance. Again, doesn't get talked about enough, doesn't get hyped, doesn't get pushed, because it's just they're not high on the influencer list, which is a shame, because it's a brilliant perfume by a brilliant brand, which you should check out if you have not. And I would like to smell the EDT. I would like to smell the EDT. Okay. Saturday. Saturday I wore something we all know. And this is Vintage Fahrenheit. This is my bottle of Vintage Fahrenheit. I'm nearly finished it. I think I've got about 10 ml left. I don't know what I can say about this that hasn't already been said, but it does have that kind of, I definitely got that oily mechanic kind of vibe, like oil on your hands, wiping it on your jeans kind of thing to get it off, that small oil slick on clothing kind of vibe, you know? Fresh, but also dirty and leathery as well. it's a phenomenal fragrance. It's a fragrance that changed the world of perfume, you know. This is back when Dior used to release incredible stuff. Once again, changed the men's perfume game. After Eau Sauvage came in and did the same thing. You know, Eau Sauvage being a huge success, and then they released Jules, which didn't really set the world on fire, but is still a fantastic perfume. And then this obviously became one of the biggest perfumes ever made, and everybody knows what it is, and most people know what it smells like. You know, the bottle's iconic, the smell's iconic, the name's iconic. It's just exactly what Dior was all about. Then they released another, I don't want to say a dud, but they released something called like Higher. And then Dune. Or was it Dune then Higher? I really like Dune, and Higher's okay. But then they went on to release Dior Homme. And then 10 years later, Sauvage. Dior have got a habit of doing this with perfume, setting the trend, you know. Between them and Chanel it used to be, but Dior have fallen off massively, especially with their Privé line. It's just fucking awful at the minute. But not to worry. Okay. Last but not least, my scent of the day. And if you remember from the beginning of the video, I said I didn't know how I was feeling about these. About this, particularly. And this is Camel by Zoologist. I love the creativity of this fragrance. I love the smell of this fragrance. So why would I be thinking about getting rid of it? Because I'm not sure how I feel about wearing it. I don't know that I want to go around smelling of this. It gives me opium vibes. Not the drug, the fragrance. Very thick, very resinous, very rich, but it's offset by incense. And there's like some kind of bitterness there as well to like stop it from going into that narcotic kind of vibe, but it's very heavy, it's very rich, it's sweet. There's dates, dried fruits, incense, myrrh, big lovely myrrh note, orange blossom, which is already quite narcotic, vanilla, civet, big civet as well to offset that. But I need to do some thinking around this fragrance, you know. I need to do some thinking. It's a funny wear. It's a funny wear, but I really like the brand. This is one of the older bottles. I've changed the bottles, unfortunately. Anyway, that's it, friends. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you again soon. Bye.